Hi Soul Light. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that have been traveling with me on the soul path for a while, always great to connect with you. I appreciate each and every one of you so very, very much. Appreciate the comments, appreciate the donations, I appreciate just the connecting in general. And if you happen to be new to my channel, welcome. I hope you find some insight, guidance, and understanding, as well as some inspiration for your next level on your path. For this reading, we're going to be looking at what's in your spiritual bank account. Yes. So we have a spiritual bank account. We accrue by what we do, how much we've cleansed, cleared, connected it emotionally, even how much self-love and acceptance we have for ourselves. And it's not like anybody's keeping score. It's just output equals input. What we focus on, we draw in. And so it's like you have what you've put in, what you've been focused on, what you've been working on. That builds up, that accrues over time, that strengthens. And you also have what you come in on a soul level, the Akashic. What is written there, what is your destiny? Also the changes that you've been making through the emotional body, which corresponds to the astral body. And so sometimes we have things that are in our bank account that we don't know what we have in there, right? So we're going to look at that and see what's coming up for you. I'm really excited about this reading, and I really hope you enjoy it. If you do, let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, I'd love for you to share it as well. All right, this is going to be soul story number 1, number 2, and number 3. I'm going to pause the video so that you can get a closer look at the cards. As always, trust your intuition. You may even be getting hits of which card or stack to go towards as I'm talking. And you might get another hit of another stack when you go to tune in and look at the cards more closely. Trust yourself. The guidance is coming from your own higher self. Let's look at them. Hello, Soul Light. Welcome to your reading. So let's tune in. And I'm going to look at the stack that I tuned in and put together. And we're going to also use some tarot as well as oracle cards to round everything out. So let's see what you lead with. Completion, which is the Ouroboros. Also getting an energy like of a lion, majesty, regal. So starting here with completion. We've got the 9th house, which is broadening your horizons, long journeys, publishing. It's even online courses or higher level learning. You've got the Sun, which is spirit, destiny. You've got Taurus, which is true essence, earthly. It's also about self-esteem, resources, finances. And then you've got the 12th house, the area of your life that this area can be kind of overwhelming sometimes, but it's also the area of undoing or what's hidden. It's the subconscious. It's the area of meditation. One of the houses or areas of your life that have to do with the esoteric, what we don't know, what we can't see. But it also has a lot to do with dealing with the subconscious or the past or past lives. Okay, I definitely see what's in your bank account, your spiritual bank account. First of all, you're in there from the 12th house. You brought in a lot of ancient wisdom, a connection to spirit. I would say even as a small child, a very strong connection to spirit. And later on, as you're growing up, getting to know more about spirituality. But a lot goes back to your younger years, even in infancy. You've brought a lot in this from other lifetimes into this lifetime. You might even work with the subconscious or do a lot of meditation or visualizing or NLP or Reiki or any kind of healing or anything working with with distance healing maybe. Okay, with the sun in the 9th house, you're going to be broadening your horizons. And some of you, if you are working with spirituality or spiritual-based business, soul entrepreneur, spiritual entrepreneur, that's definitely going to be picking up and gaining momentum. For some of you, you're actually going to have a very, very restful vacation because you've completed something. You've really worked hard the last few years. You have overcome a lot and you've learned a lot of lessons. You've stopped repeating old lessons, which if you want to call karmic. Not really wild about that word because it just really has to do with cause and effect. But let's say conditioned response patterns, relating patterns, situations that you had obligations to, you have finished. Now these are your surprise gifts. You've got clarity. It's saying to go within. Okay, that's again the 12th house of meditation, the house of Pisces. Maybe some of you are Pisces, Leo, or maybe Taurus also, or have prominent placements in your chart in Taurus, Leo, or Pisces. Some of you could, wow, this keeps falling over. That's interesting. So some of you could be, wow, definitely working with guides. So I feel like a group of you are definitely working with guides. Let's get this here. Got my spruce and pine candle going. Okay, there's also additional money coming to you in your spiritual bank account. So again, when we think of a bank account, we bank something, we put it there to be there for when we need it, right? It's a form of investment or security, or putting something to one side, like they have a food bank, right? So there's supplies there, there's enough for when we need it. So you also, within your spiritual bank account, there's something that you're going to be doing either overseas or with different people along the lines with something about spirituality or consciousness or higher focused living, more about human potential or living your higher potential. Could also be a book. You could be also doing something with publishing. Go with the flow, paddle on. Let's put this here. And fly free air. So I'm getting a lot with you also with clarity. So definitely in your bank account and in your reserves, you do have a spiritual practice or spiritual principle, something that maybe it's meditation or yoga or qigong. You do have a discipline. You have something that you use. And if you haven't been using it, you need to use it because it's in your bank account. So remember what you have in your bank account. Remember the wisdom, the learnings. Remember what you've brought in from other lifetimes. Remember what you've gone through in this lifetime, this dimension. Remember what you've learned, what you've studied, what you know, your own inner wisdom, and remember to go within. So part of your spiritual bank account is your spirituality. That's a very important asset for you, and the ability to go within, assess, and go with the flow. So you're very good at going with the flow until you know what you need to do. You've got here with the flight of spirit. You probably, I think, also are very connected to spirit and getting signs. This reading could perhaps just be a confirmation for you. You've been working a lot on something. Let's leave that here. We're going to look and see what that is. It's definitely showing that you're accruing a sense of self-confidence, a sense of inner knowing about what is right for you, what direction to go in your life, or what kinds of decisions to make. Like you have a system within you now And this is making you feel a lot more confident. So there's definitely this confidence that's building inside you. Your ability to know when to shift or change gears or approach is also part of your spiritual bank account or in your reserves. So we're also going to look on the Akashic and astral level, and from the astral to the etheric, to see what is about to manifest. The main message with you is that you're in a major completion. So there's already a lot that you've let go of or that is ended, and so there's a lot that's going to be built. It's built back up in your life, but it's already there etherically. It's already in your spiritual bank account. In other words, you might feel that you've been at a loss or a default situation, or you're very uncertain about what you're doing or where you're going, but your higher self knows it's all in there. There's a lot that's in your spiritual bank account. Now, Spirit is also saying, remember to replenish it. And one way that you do that is to meditate, is to go within, is to spend time in nature. And specifically for you is to spend time to recharge on your own. You need quiet and solitude. It doesn't have to be hours and hours of it, but you do need to recharge. Okay, let's see what's coming up for you. Player, child of worlds. I feel there's some travel coming up for you. Local, but also for many of you, long distance travel. Perhaps overseas. You're going to be experiencing new things, or things that you haven't done in a long time. And it's preparing you also for another source of income, or second source, or a new source of income. So you could also be investing. There could be stuff with real estate, property, Bitcoin or NFT. Something artistic. Could even be something with, again, NFT, or maybe digital art, or you're buying art, or you're into art, or maybe you're the creator of art and you're selling that. Oh yeah, there we go. Ace of Worlds, which is the Ace of Pentacles. New beginning, something new commences and begins, but it's also a sign from the universe that prosperity begins, or the next level of prosperity begins. So whatever you've been doing in your spiritual bank account or for your spiritual bank account, there's this prosperity that's been building. An abundance of everything that you need in one, and of course abundance is beyond money, but specifically for you, there is something also with finances, money, assets that you own, that you have, or you have set aside, or that you're now able to purchase and have. So there's quite a cushion coming up for you. Oh, I love this. Sage of Wands, with the seer. But see, the sage is the wisdom. So you've learned a lot about the earth plane and kind of how to play the game. And you're going with the flow. You're going with the universal flow. Your understanding of what's going on in the world and what's really important to focus on. So your spiritual bank account has a lot in it about manifestation, bringing things into form, tangible results, okay? Has also to do with having the clarity to see where you're going. So there's a peace of mind that's going to be coming towards you, where you have this inner knowing that brings this inner peace, because even though times could be uncertain, you have a sense of certainty within you. That you have worked on. That was the investment that you made into yourself, right? Okay, let's see, any clarification here? So part of your reserve is the completion and all that's meant. That's this. You have new energy now in your bank account, however you want to spend it. That energy is going to happen in different ways for different people. Some people it's money, some people it's the resources or the money to buy the resources. Some people the resources are maybe given to you. For some people the resources could be even health, improved health, or feeling more vital, clarity, direction, less stress. People helping you maybe even online or online communities with that ninth house. That there's also something for you from a past life, from your past life. Now, it could be another lifetime, or it could be your past in this lifetime that you're bringing forward in a way that brings you the energy that you need. Now, whether that's just feeling better about yourself, fulfillment, helping others, and or money, it is there. Okay, you got the 9 of Swords here. And then the Ace. Passion, the number 1. Ace of Wands. So you've got 2 aces. And then the 7 of Swords. Okay, so this is the thrust of the reading. So things are picking up and you're getting more inspiration, more direction in your life, more vitality, more direction. What I feel is happening here and why you have the 9 of Swords and the 7 of Swords is because you've completed something and the new picture isn't quite there. So this reading is really to tell you that all the ingredients are there, all the ingredients are inside you, all that you need, all the resources are there. It's now just going to be about accessing them. And let's get some advice on that and how to access. What's this accessing mean? What does accessing mean to you? What is the advice and how do you access? Ooh, going within. So if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling like you don't know everything that's going on and you need clarity, you just need to pause, stop, go within, slow down. And then you'll get the passion, the direction, the drive, the motivation to go forward. So if you've been having less motivation and been quite confused, it's about slowing down and going with the flow. Healer, a lot of you are healer. That's in your spiritual bank account, the ability to heal yourself and others. The ability to bring balance and wholeness to something, to bring what's needed, the missing piece, the needed ingredient. Woman holding a heart. So obviously you could be a woman that's watching this. And also though it is about connecting into the feeling nature, that's going to guide you. And even here with the water, go with the flow. So even though you're going to be doing a lot in the world, or answering a lot, or answering the call, there could be a lot of outer activity, you need to do it from a place of being centered and going with the flow, finding the flow. So really, it's very interesting. I feel like because you've put in so much work, so much effort, so much persistence, that you've built up a lot energetically, so you don't need to overdo it. You don't need to overstrive. This is about drawing stuff to you right now. This is about the payoff. This is about the result. And of course, that's also what Taurus has to do. Taurus is a lot about the results, the manifested form, what's tangible. It's ruled by Venus, so it's about receiving. So you have put in enough time, focus, energy. Now that doesn't mean that you're not going to put forth effort or have to, you don't have to do anything. But the striving, the struggle, the persistence that you were doing before, what you considered, kind of really hard work, because of that, you now are in a position to be drawing things out, opportunities, people coming that you didn't expect. coming back around that you didn't expect. From people from the past you reconnect to, new people, new influences, new opportunities. So the struggle is over. That's the completion. The struggle and living from that more struggle mentality is over. And now you're going to be living more from the magnetic aspect of your being. So really important for you, because if you don't shift to more the magnetic, because you've built up all this energy, then you'll repel, right? It's like when somebody keeps coming closer to you and you move back a little and they keep coming in your personal space, you keep pulling back. That's what happens. So this is a really important message for you in this reading, is that understanding that you've put in a lot of work, and now it's time to draw in from that work. You've reached out, you've kept going. Now it's like it's just sitting back and then letting it come to you. Okay, let's see, one last message. For soul story number 1, your spiritual bank. Yeah, see, look what you've earned. Passion, purpose, however you term that, whatever. Again, this is energy. This is an energetic reading. So for some of you, it's going to be, wow, it's a relationship, a great love affair, or your current relationship is rekindled, it's renewed. Some of you, it's a career. Some of you, it's a project. Some of you, it's your vitality. You feel healthier. Maybe you've been struggling with, weight. You have a preferred vision in your mind of how you want to feel and look, and now that's come back. And then you have the finance. And so whatever you're going to be experiencing is going to be tangible. It's not just mental, emotional, or feeling better in your life. It's tangible results. But it's because it's aces there, it's just the beginning. So your bank account, your spiritual bank account is pretty buoyant. Wow. And I was going to say it's based on abundance for you and prosperity. And what did you chose? You are the universe. So think like that. Your spiritual bank account, in reality, it's not just your individual efforts and what you personally have. It is the whole universe. It is the universe, what was it? Frankie Goes to Hollywood, that the world is your oyster. So once you start thinking like this, then you're tapping into the cosmic connection through the unified field of consciousness. You're connecting in. That's what the 12th house is, through the subconscious, and then the unconscious, collective unconscious, the infinite creative, unconscious, and the consciousness of that. So whatever you've been working on, whatever you're doing, it is paying off, and you have to, I would do a ritual of what you've completed. Maybe write down everything you've learned and know, and what you're done with, what's completed, what's over. Because the space is cleared now for what you have accrued within your spiritual bank account. What's going to, now you can tap in and start getting into those reserves. All right, so your Soul Insights mantra for this reading is, I am connected to the abundance of the universe. I can tap that resource anytime I need to or want to. Keep shining bright, soul light. And if you feel a resonance, I'd love for you to subscribe if you haven't already, share the video, comment below. And if you want to connect further, you can with me through Instagram and also Patreon. Take care, shine bright. Hi, soul light. Let's look at what's in your spiritual bank account. Okay, first I got like a lot for you with movement and vitality, and I was just seeing all this light around you. So let's see what you've got. Loyal heart. Whoa, you've got a lot of love. Get a lot of love inside you. So you're attracting loyalty. There's a lot around you in regards to people that are loyal, people that get you, that love you. And love is coming into your life in a lot of forms. You decide which ones you want. And again, your spiritual bank account, in a way, it's your personal bank account, but it's connected to spirit, to God, to all that is. You have a universal opening, but your particular personal spiritual bank account is what you have been either working on, focused on, praying, but you've put effort in, you've put time and you've put effort into yourself. And so that builds energetically. And as we know, the energy plus the consciousness of what you're focused on manifests in form, right? Everything is energy. So when you accrue a lot of energy, it ultimately manifests. Let's see, okay, the houses. So we've got the 8th house. It's a transformational area of your life, but it's also about deep dives into relationship, emotional connecting. I always like to say, those of you that know astrology, like the 5th house rules romance, children, projects, but the romance of the 5th house is usually lighter. It's like dating. We know the 7th house has to do with, committed relationships. I was just thinking difference of 7th and 8th, because you can have a great committed relationship with a lot of 8th house connection, which means there's a lot of depth, emotional depth. And the sex or lovemaking in the 8th house is amazing. It's soul to soul connecting. It's deep. It's deep conversations. It's also other people's money or resources. So there could be something for you about resources, but I'm seeing 2 rings here. I think either you have a relationship that's going into a deeper level of understanding. Maybe you've been with this person for a very long time. And for some of you, I feel that you're drawing in like a soulmate, a strong soulmate that will be a life mate. This is a long-term partnership, committed relationship. You could say twin flame, however you want to term it. But there's loyalty there. So I feel like this group, your bank account has a lot to do with connection, relationship. But even if it's friendship, there has to be depth. You're really going for depth in the relationships. And you've got Leo, the heart. The energy is flamboyant, dramatic, proud, and passionate. It focuses on the importance of self-belief. But Leo, a lot with strength. It's funny, one of the cards in Soul Story number 1, I thought I kept seeing a lion in there. So I'm getting a lot of strength coming through and creative soul expression in this whole, general pick a card. So Leo also rules 5th house. So there could be something with projects, children, playfulness. Could be speculate, could be investments too with this. There could be, you could be trading or investing in something with the 5th house and 8th house money, which is investments. Could be receiving money, insurance, settlements, things like that also. And then you got Pluto, your ability to transform, take a big leap, rebirth. It's funny because Pluto rules the 8th house. You're a deep soul group. You guys are deep. But you also are very light. I mean, you're very, very deep. But you're also very light, maybe even quick with your words. And you're very self-expressive. 2nd house, your assets, finance, and the things that you value. What was I saying? So this could be some kind of contractual arrangement or business dealing or a marriage that brings increased finance. And this is a destiny issue, I will say, with your spiritual bank account. Either you're in a wealthy marriage, or you're going to be, or you and your partner or spouse will become wealthy, or you're wealthy together. So there is a lot for you on the earth plane to play around with the earth plane, or you could write something or have some kind of project that goes out into the world and does really well financially. So I would say what you've been working on and what you've built up spiritually within your spiritual bank account is people that you trust and love, really strong, solid connection. So if you don't have that, you've been working towards it and you're about to get it. And also finance. And I don't mean just enough money to live or have 6 months. I feel like you're going to be able to accrue enough money that you don't have to, quote unquote, work if you don't want to. So the money may be working for you. Bitcoin, digital money, real estate, assets, whatever. Okay, you got from Spirit with Love, follow the signs. Follow the signs of what makes you happy. You've built up enough in your life that happiness is part of what you need to draw out of your spiritual bank account. Birthing the new. This is the new. Now, some of you, this could be actual birth of a child. I really get this too, though, because if you see, this is kind of like a heart. It's a heart shape here, but I also see in the bird kind of an inverted heart. So I feel like you have a better connection, and especially also with second house, because second house has to do with self-esteem or seeing yourself as a valuable resource, seeing your value. I feel like you've put in a lot of time and energy towards inner child work, inner child healing, healing past wounds, family of origin, maybe ancestral wounding around love, acceptance, value, self-value, and money, finance. There's a direct correlation between those. And so you're more loyal to yourself, your own heart, and taking care of yourself, and that's why you're attracting that love also. And then we've got orange, connection and attunement. Yeah, it's connecting to your own vitality, your own life force energy. And you're much more connected, so you're meeting people that are much more connected and also want to connect with you. Connection is big for you. The idea of connecting with yourself and others. Even if you look at the card, it's two whole shells, nautilus, right? The fractals coming together. And that's in your relationships. Even with this loyal heart, is a heart shape, but these two owls, they're sitting as if they're one, they're overlapping, but they still are one. So this is not about codependent connections or overdependency. It's about a healthy dependence and independence, which creates interdependence. So you've built up a lot by focusing on yourself and your healing and doing whatever you had to that was obligatory or responsibilities. And now you're getting commitment. So whatever you've been doing, what's coming back to you is more loyalty and commitment, relationship, emotional fulfillment, also through financial gain and assets. Could even be house or home. Could also be that. Let's look at some cards, shall we? I feel like some of you are not only birthing the new, but you're birthing a new project, or something is like a baby to you. Whether you have children, or the children are grown, or you're looking to have a child, that would say that's in your spiritual bank account to have a child. Or if you've had that, or you're not, interested in having, a child, it's something that is childlike, and part of it is your own inner child that wants to come out and play more. That's right under Leo, right? Leo is very childlike and playful, and sometimes childlike and playful just has to do with creativity or self-expression. There could also be consulting here. So maybe you've built enough in your business that you can go in a new direction or take time off, or maybe you've built up enough that you have more clients, or that's where you're going, okay? So if that isn't happening, this is the prediction that this is coming up, because this is what I'm reading in your spiritual bank account. Got the third eye chakra. Well, that's part of your vitality, right? So you don't burn out, because I feel like you're going to have a lot to do. Meditation. You're going to have a lot. It's funny when I just started saying it. You're going to have a lot to do, soul story number 2. There's a lot of fulfillment, but there's a lot of moving parts in your life. There's a lot to balance. Wow. Well, what did I say? Strength. That's your power. So within your reserves, within your spiritual bank account, you have a lot of power, empowerment, stamina, strength. You have what it takes to go the distance or bounce back or do what you need to do to finish something, complete something, open something. Now, you are being asked not to only rely on your own reserve, but to open up to universal reserves. And that's through the meditation. That's the 2 of Swords, and also the third eye. So don't always rely on having to see things so tangibly, to see things, with the regular eyes. Don't rely on, this is the way I did it last time, or this is the way to do it, like formulas, right? Rely also not just on what you can see or what you've done before, or your level of envisioning or visualizing or imagination, daydreaming, to see another way. Take 2 more. Wow. 2 of Wands, the waiting game. But this is also, and it's right under here, under the waiting game. 2 of Wands is also dominion. It's being able to handle a situation in the best possible way, the most life-enhancing way. I feel for you, you've got a lot of stamina, vitality built up in your life. Many of you may already have reserves or financial reserves. You might be wondering, should I dip into that to go in a new direction, or buy something that you need or want? I would say yes, it's going to come back. Or just do it incrementally. That's patience and planning. 7 of Pentacles. So part of your spiritual bank account, right, the reserves there are about going in a new direction, or an addition. Now, this could be addition to the family, addition to the house, addition to what you do. You could be moving somewhere. There's some goals or plans that you have, and you've been building up so that you can go in that direction. Now, for some of you, you need to build up before you can go in that direction. So some of you, I am feeling like this is, you're putting still into the account, or you've put in one area in your life and that's coming back to you, but then there's other areas that you're still kind of focused on and building up. Okay, let's get some advice. The soul story needs to know. Well, you have something, I keep getting finance, doing better with finance, something picking up. Also somebody being supportive or helpful. It could be a business partner. It could be a mate, a new relationship, someone coming in that's going to help you with what's been weighing you down. Mindful wisdom, create inner harmony. Now that's interesting, because with the loyal heart, it's 2 owls, and this is an owl. So that has a lot to do with, owls can turn their head around, quite a ways, almost all the way around. So it has a lot to do with wisdom or seeing many different angles, different points of view, going really for what it is that you want, remaining focused at this time. It's also really beneficial for you. It's time to be focused, okay? This is a time to, kind of, if I want to say strategic, plan, patience and planning. It is a time to plan where it is you want to put your resources, your time and your energy. You've built up a lot of energy reserves. And so now it's like, okay, where do I want to put this energy? How do I want to use my reserves? And it's your choice, because you're transforming something in your life. Yeah, there it is, the garden and the gate. You're looking ahead. So for you, patience and planning before you spend your reserves, before you use your reserves. Dip in your bank account, your spiritual bank account, little by little, and see, is that really where I want to put my energy? Is that really where I want to put that energy? And notice also what's coming back to you from this spiritual bank account. What's coming back? Because it's like, oh, I deserve that. Oh yeah, I did put in energy over here or time. Now that doesn't mean it's not always exactly where you put in the energy or the focus that, the payoff that comes back. It's all energy. It's going to be done in a way that's more balanced for you, in a way that's the soul way, okay? It's all about the soul. So the soul is a spiral, it's circular. So you might be putting energy over here and expecting that payoff, and then it comes over here. Or maybe you've been working on yourself a lot and you've been building up reserves financially, and then you get this great relationship. It doesn't matter. It's all the energy that you need in the manifested form to bring you into wholeness so that you can go into your next level of soul expression and experience. You can do the next thing. So you may have your, mind on a, financial goal or monetary goal, and an emotional comes in, or a health one, or you get a gift, or you get, whatever it is. And that means that needed to come in first before you can get the other, or they may come in at the same time. So don't be too literal, okay? All right. Your Soul Insights mantra for this reading is, I'm aligned to my soul, and I have the wisdom to make the decisions that I need to make. Yes. You have the wisdom, and you also are getting signs from Spirit. So pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to signs, symbols, messages, readings. You're getting a lot of messages, soul story number 2. All right, shine bright, and if you feel a resonance, I'd love for you to subscribe if you haven't yet. Get the notification, share the video, all of that, and leave me a comment. Let me know how this unfolds for you. I have a feeling for some of you, a lot is already unfolding, and so it's just about more to come. All right, keep shining bright. Hello, radiant soul light. Let's see what's in your spiritual bank account. Okay, the guide card you got was Lady. Enjoy growth and reap rewards. Wow. So there's been a lot accruing in your bank account. You've done a lot for others. You have brought a focus back to yourself. You've had to remember yourself, but you do a lot for others. You're very gracious and grateful, and you have been putting in a lot of time and energy into your growth, your personal growth, perhaps growth of a business, family. There's a lot with you with tending and nurturing. Some of you could be star seeds also, or identify that way. I feel like you kind of know, well, maybe later on, so you may have just been helping others for quite a long time, or maybe that's your nature. But I feel like you're doing it much more consciously right now, and maybe even a little more choosy of where and how you put your time and your, how you help other people. There's just a lot growing. I mean, you've got the apple here. It's got the star with the seeds in the apple. I just feel like you've been doing a lot in your life and over the years, and some of you the last 3 to 5 years, and it's about to pay off. It's like, I feel like you've put in a lot over the years in a lot of different ways, and now something's culminating. There's a culmination where a lot is going to just like a domino effect start paying off, okay? Now the houses are representing, these are house cards, what areas of your life? 7th house. The area of your life is about long-term significant partners, romantic, business, or family. This could also be business, again, business. This could be, for some of you, it could be legal dealings paying off. It could be contracts. This could also be teaching or consulting or counseling. But there's a lot for you in regards to personal relationships, even business. I feel even if you work for a company that things are about to pay off better with your colleagues. Either your colleagues have improved or you're doing the right mixture of just enough help and enough letting people do it on their own. Some of you are meeting somebody new at work. That's going to be a really, really solid relationship, whether friendship or it goes in another direction. See, the other house that's being affected is the 10th house, business, career, public self, your achievements and status in the outside world. Some of you have been growing a nice business. Nice business. The energy you've got is through Cancer. Emotional, sensitive, caring. Now, interesting that Cancer rules the 10th house in astrology, so you could work with women or you could work in a field where you're doing a lot of care or nurturing or taking care of. Could be health care, but it doesn't matter. I have a client that's a realtor, and they used to do commercial. They did what is it? Individual, personal house. I can't think of the word right now. And then they went to commercial, and then they realized I really like helping people find their home, their special home. They have an emotional attachment to that. And that's really emotional rewarding for them. So it could be some business like that you're doing, or you're giving a lot of care and nurturing, or even focusing on care and nurturing of a house. Some of you, what is also in your spiritual bank account, if you haven't had the money to buy a house, you will, or pay it off, or make payments. There's a lot to do with you with home and family. Now, this could be friends that are like family, or it could be, family through the bloodline, or just, family of origin, or through marriage or partnership. There is a lot to do with family, and I do see the family growing also. So that, again, apply that to yourself how you will. Mars, your physical energy, drive, strength, and lightning spirit. That's so interesting because you've got all this kind of, watery, kind of ethereal energy, healing energy, kind of deeper, go with the flow, and then you have this Mars with will and passion. So either you have a lot of will and passion, or that's coming back into your life. That's something that is within your spiritual bank account and is building back up for you. Or your drive just expresses through care, maybe through a sense of purpose, deeper meaning and purpose in your life, or taking care of others, or making sure things are taken care of, or whatever field that you're in. There is this drive and passion and purpose to to move forward. Now, there's red here, and there's also red with green for healing and balance. But red is passion and purpose. Again, it could be projects, it could be a person, it could be a life, just living much more fully. So I feel if you've taken the back seat for some reason in your life, that you're going to be coming up first and foremost. You're going to be kind of leading, or the leader, or leading the pack. There's a lot of dynamism that's coming back. So again, sometimes in our life, when we've been more in the background, and it's within our, soul design, we could be thrust into the foreground. We could be thrust into a very public life. A video goes viral, something we write, something we tweet, a book, a sharing, a class, a workshop, a TED Talk, something. Or within your field of expertise, or within the genre of your career, you could really shoot to the top and be seen. Some of you, this is also, I do feel something going into circulation, so that could be publishing. Then we've got emotional well-being. Well, that's also Cancerian. And also, this card. So I really get, again, if you're saying, oh, Michele, yeah, I used to be like that, but I've been so busy, or I've gotten off course, then that means you're going to come back on course into the well-being, taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself. Then you got lilac, higher realms and magic. You see, that's what I'm getting a lot around you. So I don't know if you're magician types, wizards, if you're, psychic, if you're tarot readers yourself, or you work with metaphysics. I get this very kind of magic, majestic aspect to your being that you bring into your world, into your everyday living, that you bring into your work. So that could be part of what you do, or you want to do. Maybe that's the work that you've been putting in, and then there's about to be reward. Some of you could also work with some kind of device or devices that help people heal, or you're creating that, you're inventing that. Maybe you're an inventor or innovator. But clearly, whatever it is that you've been doing, you've put in enough energy that you have a cushion of energy to see you through the next level of soul expression and unfoldment, the next phase and next level in your life. And then we've got here, Akashic Records, evaluation and review. So you've been doing that. That's in your spiritual bank account, the ability to review and to connect into the Akash in whatever way. Maybe you don't term it the Akashic, but you're kind of able to connect in with the truth of who you are, to connect in on a soul level. Let's look at some cards now, some tarot here. I'm going to reshuffle, but I had to see this on the bottom. I just felt like this. On the bottom, you've got the High Priestess and the Hierophant. Taurus, Pisces energy, but look at this. This is really the energy that I get that you're operating from, but then you're manifesting on the earth plane. So you're very much about grounding something. People might think you're airy-fairy, or the way that you do what you do, how you create, but then it drops down into tangible results, the rewards. So maybe you've been doing a lot of work on the etheric plane, or through dreams, or visualizing, envisioning, mantra meditation, affirmations. Maybe you did a vision board, or a dream book. This is what I get with your soul story. This soul group is not just about putting in the work and the time. There's a lot that you're doing in the spirit realm. Now, there could also be spirit guides that are helping you, or you're tapping into your own higher self, because the Hierophant has to do with the higher self. It is the higher self. It's also the card of marriage and partnership. So you've got that through the 7th house and then the 10th house for destiny. Okay, what else is in the spiritual bank account? Soul Group 3, what's your soul story? And specifically for you coming from the Akashic Records, looking at the Akashic book or the book of the Akashic. Some of you have definitely come here to transcend certain lower level behavioral patterns that are ancestral, societal, that we've had on the earth plane. Perhaps you're helping with the awakening of humanity. Ooh, Man of Cups, the surfer. That's what I feel you're kind of surfing through. So it may be that you kind of surf through life and then now you have to put things together to really focus and create something, carve out some kind of niche, carve out some kind of direction. 9 of Wands, integrity. It's 9 of Wands, wholeness, but it also has to do standing up for your own truth. And then you got the 6 of Worlds, 6 of Pentacles. So I'm going to pull one more card and see what area are you playing in. Woman of Crystals, the Guardian. So it could be a relationship that you've built in, but I feel like you're much more living by your truth, and you also have put in the time, the energy, the work that you want an even exchange. You want a payoff, a payout coming back to you. You don't want to give and give and give and do and do and do. So some of you could have been in apprenticeship, or you could have been in a time of learning. You could have been in a learning curve. Maybe this is going back, maybe you're in school, or you're going back to school, or you studied something, a trade. And so now you're like, okay, I did that already. I've learned this. Now it's time for me to go to my own next level. So part of that could be even raising your rates, or income somehow increases, or you just have more work. Like people are recognizing you and what what you do and what you know, that you know what you're doing. Okay, we've got the 8 of Cups. So you have to walk away from a lot to focus. And then we've got the 2 of Crystals. One more here. And then the 6 of Wands. Trust, victory, focus. This is trust that's built on feeling out what's right for you, or using your intuition. It's kind of like you're planting things that feel right to you, that feel aligned to you. Let's get some advice. Okay, I don't know who that is, if that's Monkey or Dorje you hear barking. Oh, wow, that just came up. Be flexible. Okay, 2 things. You need to be flexible, work on your flexibility, but also you deserve to be flexible. Don't be too fixed in a way of where things manifest or how they manifest. We're reading the energy that's in your spiritual bank account. So the way that it manifests is going to be different, or the timing of what it is that manifests. It's going to have these ingredients. It's definitely going to be something that brings you a sense of fulfillment and reward, and that is definitely something that's tangible. It's not like, oh, I feel better, I have this great idea. That'll be that, some of that, but there's something that's coming from that. It's like, oh, I've been working on my self-esteem or my confidence, and I feel better about myself. I feel more confident. That's great. That's in your spiritual bank account. That's for sure. But now there's opportunities that come from that. There's people, there's connections, there's different ways of working, there's validation from other people that come from that. So this is a lot about, for you, external validation or external rewards, outer rewards for the time, energy, and focus that you have put in. Let's see if there's any other. Well, we got go the distance. Let's do one more. I feel you're going the distance. That's why you have Mars energy there. You're definitely going the distance. And that's why you might have to be flexible to take time out to rest or reevaluate, review, check in with yourself. Do I really want that? Oh, it's interesting. I always wanted this, and I was going in that direction. I think it's something else or something slightly different. You see what I'm saying? You also, in your spiritual bank account, have a leap coming, an exponential leap. So there is going to be some skipped steps or a promotion that comes up for you. And you got yang energy. So that goes with the Mars. So you're in a balance of magnetic and electrical. You're in a balance of the yin and the yang, but you're going to be doing a lot. Possibly not overly pushing yourself, but like, okay, I can get that done, or I'll make that last call, or I'll reach out, I'll do this. So this is more about you, but not in an overly obsessive way, but about you reaching out. This is about, again, manifestation. It's about doing. It's also about reaping your rewards. So this next cycle for you isn't just about an inner process. It's not about just the mental, emotional, although that is really, look at well-being. You're really feeling better about yourself and what you have. It's almost like she's showing, I think, like, this is what I have. This is what's inside. This is what I'm sharing. This is what I'm offering. Or my apples are really good. Look at my apple tree. There's a lot of good growth there and green. It's healthy. So this is a healthy, sustainable life. Okay, we're going to get one last message for you. Yeah, advice, be flexible, go the distance. Don't be afraid to push a bit or push the envelope or follow through. Don't be afraid. In other words, this is not the time to push or to hold back. Okay? It's a time to be out there in the world. Ooh, ask your soul. That's why you got the Akash. Ask your soul, is this really how to do it or the way that I want to do it? Is this really me? Oh, yes, it is. Okay, let's see. Let me feel, am I drawn to this? See, if you really feel like you're supposed to do something or want to do something or be with someone or whatever the situation is for you, make the overture and then pause and then see, do I feel it? Not out of emotion. Oh, I feel it. This is it. I know this is it. It's going to be a quiet, calm pull. That's the soul. That's the Akashic. So you've got evaluation and renew. I'm actually going to put this here so you can see this. Evaluation and renew. Can you see that? Oh, sensitivity. Ask your soul. So again, a lot with red. Maybe red's a color for you that you want to connect with more. It's interesting. My candle's red. Red is the heart, it's passion, it's blood, and within the blood are the nutrients that go around to the different parts of our body. It's about following through, following up, but retaining sensitivity, retaining your sensitivity, I would say, to your heart and soul, not losing that, even though you're going to get caught up a lot in the world of manifested form. A lot to do and projects and create and but also well-being. So the well-being is nurturing your soul, nurturing your heart, nurturing your body. So as long as you remember that and remember to do that, then your bank account, your spiritual bank account renews itself. It recruits, right? It accrues. The reserves are built back up. And then you have those reserves when you need them. All right. So your soul insights mantra is, For some of you, I have the ability to build my reserves back up. And for some of you, hold on a sec, something's coming in. A lot would begin again. I have the ability to refresh and renew, to begin again. So it almost makes you feel like you're building back up. And it's a destiny, it's in the Akash that you're meant to. But this time you have a lot more reserves, not just energetic. I'm talking finance. If you don't, you're going to. The ability to call in the money, to draw in the resources, not just money, but resources that you need. Okay, last Soul Insights mantra. You got 3 of them. As I am more aligned to my soul, I align to the resources that I need. That's it. That's it. A lot of wellness and reward for you, soul story number 3. Thank you for the honor of tuning in for you and with you. I don't see you, but I can feel your energy, and it's very heartwarming for me, very fulfilling. So if you do feel a resonance, love it if you would subscribe, share, get the notifications, and most importantly, though, if you have the time, let me know how you're doing in the comments. Let me know how this reading works for you or how it unfolds for you. If you want to connect with me further, you can in Instagram, Patreon, and also soulplayground.life. Lots of love and light, and big, big hug for, gosh, all that you do and this amazing. Well done, well done, well done. Give yourself a hug, give yourself a cuddle for all that you've done. Take care.